Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Well, good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and this is Real Talk Corner, and yours truly, your host, Dr. Esther Cruickshank. And listen, it's a beautiful Wednesday, yeah, the 29th of April, and my viewers and everybody who is going to tune in, listen, this wasn't a planned program, okay? I wasn't prepared to do this, but after starting to listen, on this wonderful day, the political leader of the PNM, I said, no, I have to come and do a live. So I was taking some notes. So you're going to see me watching a little bit there because I didn't program my mind for this and I have to be focused here this evening. Listen to me, now, man. Listen to me. The first, all right, good evening, everybody. Let me calm myself. Good evening to my viewers. I am grateful and thankful for the breath of God in my lungs on this wonderful Wednesday evening. You know, it is what? About 8:30. I'm just going to be probably about 45 minutes with you all because I need to debunk some of the foolish BS that the political leader and others of the PNM were sharing. And those of you who know better, you know better. You understand? I mean, the first thing is the PNM don't even know how to start a good program. You understand? They want to run a country. They started probably almost 6:30. They were supposed to start 6 o'clock. And I don't listen to these people, but you know, I had to pay attention because here what the topic was. Here what it was, man. Oh gosh, where my thing gone? Where it gone? Where it gone? Where it gone? Oh my goodness. Let me pull it back up here, right? Let me, let me pull it back up here. Oh gosh. These PNM people have nothing good to talk about. They have nothing good in their brains. I don't know what they have in their brains, eh? I really don't know. But here was the topic, no man. Penny really don't have no shame, you know. She have none. She have that woman. Oh God, I feel shame to be a woman, you know, in this country. Where this woman called what they were saying here? 1 year. But I just had this stuff here, you know, man. People tonight, all they help me now. Okay, 1 year later, a nation on the brink. On the brink of what? The nation is on the brink of prosperity. I don't know what she was trying to say, but the nation was on the brink of prosperity. We are in the brink of prosperity. The first failure is they can't even start a good program. All you see how much people it had there listening. All you see, Shamfa talk. I must say she was very eloquent and I will listen to a bunch of rubbish. Right? Firstly, you're so proud to represent who in Tobago? The people don't want you to represent them. I spoke to a few people in Tobago. They don't want Shamfa representing them. Listen, PNM is dead in Tobago. Never will they come alive again. Let me start with the poor, right? The pundit went up and he prayed. You know, I respect everybody and their religious belief. That is their religious belief. I have my religious belief, but it's not really religious. I believe in the kingdom of God. The pundit had to pray for the party to rise again. Hello, don't waste all your prayer now. That party called the PNM is not going to rise again. It dead. It dead, 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 dead. It's not going to rise again. Don't care what they try to do. Let me see. Then the other prayer was to speak. He was praying so that they can speak as a leader. The political leader of the PNM would speak as a leader because clearly they know she don't speak like a leader. She don't do anything like a leader. And All who were there, they know that. She probably brilliant. I don't know. I haven't been around her. She probably have sense. I don't know. But I am not proud to be a part of a society where you have people like Penniless and them. Now, he prayed in Jesus' name that the PNM can start to run again. Well, I think they need to start first to know to run a meeting, right? The child cry. Here what the little boy who was praying, he cried out. He said, Father, put a hand over us. All that prayer, and still all our you didn't know for a fact that the people were suffering before. The people were suffering. Penny wants us to believe that in 1 year, we are magicians, we are miracle workers, that we are going to turn the economy around so quickly. And the truth is, so much has happened. So, Trinidad and Tobago, don't let those lies confuse you all. Don't let the lies of the PNM confuse you all. Okay? There is so much that I can share with you tonight. I was trying to take some notes there. Marvin said, the party chairman said, a year of pain and disappointment, frustration and fatigue. But we had a decade of that. That is why we vote them out. We had a whole decade of pain, disappointment, frustration, and fatigue. This is why we vote them out. They were clear to say that 100,000 of their membership, of their supporters didn't vote. You know why? The people was going through pain, disappointment, frustration, fatigue. He talked about recovery, renewal, and resurgence. They always say it, when the PNM get licks, they just go back, they just come back united together, and they just remember all the wrong that they do the citizen and come back with the propagandas. I am telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, I am telling you, this is not only for UNC supporters, I am telling you that they're going to come with propaganda. Come the fourth year into the fifth year for the election. You hear what she's telling them? She said, local government election is coming. Take everything that we give you all and do not vote for us. Well, we have plenty in store. We have been given. We have started. She said to her own self, they went in parliament to pass whatever it is for 2,000 jobs and for what? Probably 20,000 afterwards. We are working. Everybody is winning. Can't we see that? I know most of you didn't listen, but I had to listen. They talk about sacred tradition, stronger. They're coming back more stronger, more united. The future of PNM, in my opinion, is dead. There is no future. There is no future in the PNM. They say that we are destroying the welfare of our constituency. They say that we are reckless and evil. Shamfa said that. Just imagine that. Shamfa forget what she said to the people in Tobago. It had nobody living there, right? So I am here because I want to tell you all, the promise was made by our political leader at the time and our campaign trail that when UNC win, everybody is going to win. And people who are smart, people who are intelligent, people who know our prime minister knows that she would never say something that she cannot fulfill. They, on the other hand, when they came into power a decade ago, they tell us tighten our belt. Forget about the nice food to eat. Go and do what? Get some ground provision, maybe some saltfish or whatever. That is what they said. But let me make something clear tonight. When the PNM comes to talk about 1 year later and a nation on the brink, we must ask them, who brought the nation to the brink? Who brought this nation to the brink in the first place? It wasn't us, it wasn't the United National Congress government. You talking about something that you all brought to the nation. 1 year later, we have to fix what you all brought to this country. You cannot burn down the house for almost 10 years, then blame the person who came with the water hose and trying to out the fire. You want to blame us? All you mash up the place, all you mash up the foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are trying to build it back. Eh? And you want to stand up here and talk? The people already judged the PNM. The strongest point is this: the population voted them out. We voted them out because they were not doing anything. She stood up there this evening talking about them, about themselves, and what they have done. They want to blame us as though we are the ones who have run this country down to nothing. How could they be so insensitive? The people judge PNM already, they judge them when they vote them out, right? And now they're trying so hard. Let me see what I put here. With the UNC winning a majority and Kamala Wasabi-Sessa returning as Prime Minister, Trinidad and Tobago said it like it is. Before Penelope Beckers talks about the state of the Republic, she should first explain the state in which her party left the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and that is the key. The people already gave their verdict at the ballot box. What are you coming now to talk about? We already did what we did. We put all your aside, we bury all your dead. She talked about crime. They talk about crime. Crime reached crisis. It is a level and we want to compare. But the crime was at the highest under the PNM and has always been. By the end of 2024, Trinidad and Tobago recorded over 620 murders. We want to talk about serious crime and what crime is crime. Crime is crime. Okay? They left citizens afraid. They're talking about crime and how people afraid to walk. I was afraid to walk out on my street, a place that was very calm before, living here for years. They are now talking about the state of the republic, but under their watch, the republic was bleeding. It was blood flowing, so much murders. They want to talk about the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Crime did not start in 1 year, and we all know that. The crime is listen, all here, it's 10 years the PNM was there. They shouldn't be talking what they're talking now. She talking about state of emergency and that we are a failure. That is what they are about. Emergency. State of emergency. They have a problem with the state of emergency because they can't do what they want to do. When a government has to declare state of emergency after almost 10 years in office, that is not success. They declared state of emergency. We came into power with a state of emergency. That is an admission that their crime plan failed. They want to talk about us. They can't talk about the UNC government. They need to shut up, sit down, listen, learn. They can't talk about the UNC government. Oh my God. They waited until the country was in panic mood. Then came with state of emergency because they know election was coming and people were tired. Senior citizens were being killed. Young people were being murdered. Everything was going haywire. And they talking like that. They should be ashamed. Penny, put your face in some sun, man. They're talking about Petrotrin. Who closed down Petrotrin, people? Who closed down Petrotrin and damaged families and communities? Who did that? The PNM government is the one who closed down Petrotrin. And talking about we say that we're going to bring back. Of course, we're going to bring it back. But penny feel is a penny to bring back Petrotrin. It is not a penny. Okay? Petrotrin was not just a company, it was families, mortgage, school fees, communities, small businesses, and dignity. They shut down livelihoods and then expected people to clap. You cannot destroy breadwinners and then pretend you love the working class. In my whole decade, the whole 10 years, I never see any of them come out to protest with the people. As a matter of fact, when you were protesting, they were locking up the people. I don't know what has become over this woman tonight. what they train her up with, but there is so much that I could start talking about that this government has done in 1 year. Okay? Gosh, boy, there was so much. Let me pull out some here for you all. Because all you, they're trying to confuse all you. Don't make them confused. Don't make Penny and her. I have to be careful of the words I use, right? Don't make Penny and her clowns with her. Don't make them fool you. Don't make them fool you, people of Trinidad and Tobago. What about the killing of State Attorney Randall Hector 1 day after the PNM state of emergency while he was leaving church in front of his family? Those are some of the things they need to talk about. They need to talk about the things that happened under their watch and we have inherited. And now we have to fix it. And trust me, we're going to fix it. Let's make a list of who is winning with the UNC. We could talk about the farmers winning, the pensioners winning. Listen, the pensioners are winning. The drivers winning lower fuel prices. Public servants winning, isn't it? They want to talk a pack of lies. You hear lies? It's more than enough that we could deal with. It's all about unity for us right now. We are uniting and we are doing what has to be done. I must say, I'm looking for my notes. I put it all over because I was kind of going clear. The nation on the brink is a message of political hypocrisy. Talking lies upon lies. PNM cannot now pretend to be the rescue team when they were the architects of the crisis. Only remember that the reason that their own supporters are is not 50 of their supporters, not 500, not 1,000, not 2,000. 100,000 of their supporters didn't go out and vote for them. That is their own confession because the people were distressed. They were Marvin talking about frustrated. The people was frustrated. Their own supporters, they were in pain. They was disappointed. And now you all want to talk as though we are bringing the disappointment and the frustration and the pain upon the citizens. No, we are not. We are doing what has to be done to ensure that by the next year, people wouldn't be in pain. All who were in pain, UNC didn't bring the pain to them. It was all your PNM leaders, right? It was you all who brought that. Who was in government when murders reached record levels? It wasn't us. They're talking about, so we are telling lies when we say the murder rate has dropped. Are we telling lies when we say there's less altercations in the schools and fighting in the schools? Are we telling lies when the people, the Ministry of Social Services are being more acceptable to the people of the nation? People are talking good. People are saying things are happening. They're going all out to make sure things happen. Well, one of her key points was talking about the Ministry of National Security. I wish I had my producer here to put up the former National Ministry of National Security minister was always sleeping. He said that it wasn't his responsibility to make the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago safe. That is what the former Minister of National Security said to this nation. But you want to talk about a Minister of Homeland Security who is getting a grip and a handle, have already hold on to the handle and getting a grip of the criminal activities in our land. Yes, we might need to buck up on some of our reporting and how we do some of our things. That's okay. That's okay. When you all started under deceased Dr. Eric Williams, all it wasn't smooth sailing. Everything wasn't going smooth. Enough people was hating on you all. You had enough years to do things better, to put structure in place and put system in place. But yes, all you put the system and structure in place for money to go in certain people's pocket. That is what you all did. You didn't put things in place for the man on the ground to be comfortable, to be able to sustain themselves. You all have created, the PNM have created the gimme gimme. You want to talk about the CPEP and the URP and how we're talking about fraud and this. Is you all the PNM who have created CPEP as gang leaders? and all your pocket was being full from it. But our prime minister is putting a system in place. When you see those thousands of people come back into work, it won't be the gimme gimme thing. They will be able to see themselves. They will be able to manage themselves properly, because we're not putting them there alone. Just so you know, they're going to be trained as well to manage their finances. But hey, you want to talk about 1 year and the nation is in a brink of what? Prosperity. Oh gosh, look, somebody up here. What's going on here? The sleeping minister of security, the sleeping minister of national security. That is who he was. That is the PNM. He groom and have a smile on his face. That is all they know. They want to come and talk, man. I want. Tonight, let us not be fooled by polished words and dramatic lies of the PNM, because that's what they're good for. They're very dramatic and they're good at propagandas. You understand? They're very good at it. And instead, the people experience fear. When they were in power, we were experiencing fear, pressure, hardship, disappointment. So when they talk about a nation on the brink, we must answer yes. Who brought it there? It was the PNM who brought this nation at the brink of starvation, at the brink of frustration, at the brink of fear, pain, and disappointment. So all you give us a chance, give us a chance, a space to repair the broken society that we have. Come on, give us a chance and leave the people. Let's stop all the propaganda and trying to make people feel, because you know what I realize with a lot of us, but I don't think we're there anymore, we no longer stupid. They used to think we're stupid. They used to think we have no sense, but we no longer there. We winning past. Listen to me now, man. Listen to me now. Students are winning. Smarter learning with Minister Dowlett. What about the killing of state attorney? I just spoke about that. The farmers are winning. Cocoa revival. Push for cocoa and coffee growth. You know those things we had. And who take it away? Those are things we had. Cocoa and coffee growth. Who mashed it up? Who disseminated it? It was the PNM. Olia, come on, let's get moving. Firefighters, oh my God. Winning with equipped, ready, rentless. When last we get a new fire tender in this country? It is only under the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Visasa. How much it had? 5 tenders, brand new. Oh, Jesus, again, too excited. I need to calm down. Brand new fire tenders. So now we can avoid persons from losing their lives. I'm not saying no, but it will never happen again. But we had nothing before. We had stations, we had buildings, and no fire tenders. Eh? Who bring this place to where it is today? Workers are winning. Students are winning. They talk about energy. Energy are winning. Everything that Penny talked about had no base. It was baseless. They were talking about themselves. Just remember I said that. They were talking about themselves, who brought this country to nothing, who brought this country to the brink of like a bottomless pit. We had no foundation. The foundation of this country mash up and break up. They should have some shame, some real shame. How much this new government has done in 1 year. Look at the fire tenders. What they had before, what they had before didn't even have a good hammer, was shutting down on the way when they go into outer fire. New brand. Have we ever seen that in how many years? How much years since the PNM came into power? Citizens, did they ever buy a fire tender? Since the PNM was in power, all you were hearing is when you go in a police station, it only have two officers or three, and no vehicle. Much vehicles were fixed. Simple things, they would take no maintenance. Under the PNM, there was never maintenance for nothing. 50 plus police vehicles were fixed and given over to the police service. And there is much more to come. The Ministry of Health, how much money have we been saving? What about education? Parents, you remember? No laptop for your children. When the COVID period came upon us, and your children, they stopped giving out the laptop. So your children couldn't study. Some of them gone through the crack already. Some of them still going through. We now trying to pull them back up. Them want to talk. Oh, you please don't listen to those people. Don't listen to the propaganda of the PNM leadership. They are a bunch. Let me tell you all something. This is not just 1 year later, you know. This is 10 years of damage later. It's not 1 year later. She shouldn't be talking about that. She should be saying 10 years of damage later. The UNC in 1 year have been fixing and fixing and fixing. We had our rally on Saturday. We don't have no CPEP workers, no URP workers to full no maxi. Look at the crowd. The place was overflowing. And there were people who still didn't even come out of vehicles because of the rain. But the place was jam packed. You know why? People are seeing results. It's only them, the PNM, not seeing results. You know why? The pocket ain't getting full no more. It ain't getting full no more. CPEP and URP is a thing of the past, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Our beloved Prime Minister who have this heart of gold after God, who is compassionate and wants better for you all. Everything that she said, she talk about grass cutters. Nothing wrong with grass cutters. That's right. But some of you could move up. No, you're grass cutting for 10 years. But I am certain in 3 to 4 years, you won't be just a grass cutter. You'll be a grass cutter with intelligence. One that is working with pride, not just hustling for 2 hours to run home to do something else. These PNM people, these PNM leaders, they have no shame whatsoever. Our Prime Minister is highly respected. But I can tell you that the former Prime Ministers, they're not highly respected because they put people through shame and disgrace. When they shut down the Petrotrin, people lost their life, people committed suicide, people lose their homes, they lose their vehicles. Come on, and they were putting nothing in place. It wasn't 5 years they were there for, you know. They were there for a decade. So that is what she's supposed to be talking about. We have damaged the place, and all you bring a set of people to pray. You should have been praying and asking for forgiveness for what you all have done to the citizens of this country. And tell them now, let us support the United National Congress. But no, you know why? They are the ones who hurting. They are the ones who have the pain. All who used to get the money to fill their pocket. They are the ones. Look at the smiles on these people's face who just wanted to be near our Prime Minister. You ever used to see that under Rowley and Stuart Young? There was like some grumpy old men. You don't want to go close to them. They are so, my Prime Minister is so warm and welcoming that even the media, the social media, the journalists, they just want to come around. But you know what? They just want to come around and lose their self, lose their place, ask questions that they could have never asked the PNM leaders. And this is why we are going to stay here talking about she's the next prime minister of which country? Not Trinidad and Tobago. We, the UNC government, is going to stay here in Trinidad for the next 25 years and counting, because I mightn't be around. But I'm telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, don't take God out of your thoughts. We have um, local government election coming. Prove to them, show them. They talk about before a month or 2 weeks before we will come with all the goodies. Or we will come with goodies. We already coming with goodies. We can't come with no goodies when all you drain out the treasury. No money. But thank God for our Prime Minister. She know how to get it done. She know how to invest what it have to get better return. And when you're investing, sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. It won't be for long. You all wouldn't die. She and her team, but more so our beloved Prime Minister, she know how to get it done. She is the one to turn this economy around. And let me tell you, people, do not make a mistake again in your life. Even the 100,000 who didn't come out and vote for them, their membership, you all continue to stay home because you all would be winning. If you didn't start to win already, you would be winning very soon. When the UNC win, everybody's going to win, not just the UNC alone. She talked about when we come into power, after 2 months, we send home contract workers. Listen to me now. When we lost in 2015, you all didn't allow contract workers to even stay 2 weeks. You didn't. And I am not talking what people say. I am talking from experience. You all didn't even allow contract workers to stay 2 weeks. By the time you knew what, you didn't even realize, sit down on your desk good. All you was sending emails and letters to tell us to get out. So you come in and talking, it still have contract workers in the government system, in the ministries, who are working with our UNC ministers. And it is not our hard plan to send people home, but they have to know after a decade, those of you who are contracted workers with the former ministers, or they should just resign and go. That is my opinion. We see our prime minister, she is different. But all you are set are underminers. All you want to stay there, you all need to work with us. So Penny, I can't say anymore that I am disappointed. I'm not disappointed. You did just what we expected you to do, right? Whoever set you up, you did just what we expected you to do. Trinidad and Tobago, remember this. Who was in government when the murders reached record levels? Who closed down Petrotrin? Who left thousands of families uncertain? Who governed for almost 10 years and still left citizens afraid? Who had the power, the cabinet, the ministries, the budget, and the time? Why did the people vote you all out? Why they vote out PNM? They were doing such a wonderful job. If they were doing such, excuse me, a wonderful job, Penny wasn't going to be able to stand up there and talk all those BS. But Ollie wasn't doing a good job. Ollie didn't care about the people. You all had was only concerned about the one percenters and the hierarchies and the family and the financiers. When the UNC is in power, everybody is taken care of. Everybody wins. When the UNC under Kamla Prasad Visesa SCMP is governing this country, everybody win. And everybody who have not, anyone who have not win as yet is going to win. So don't worry. Let not all your heart be troubled. If you believe in God, like our Prime Minister would say, put God in front and walk behind. If you believe in God, let not your heart be troubled. Everybody is going to win. We're going to win where security is concerned, where our safety is concerned, where our education for our children is concerned, where our health is concerned in the hospitals, where social displacement of people is concerned. We all going to win. They want to talk about the fines and the whatever and the whatever. PNM was going to bring more than that. They want to talk about what she said. We were against the property tax, but we come and we put tax on landlords. That is not tax. Every one of us, we pay a tax, some level of tax. And if we are patriot and we are concerned about this country and are concerned about one another, what is a couple dollars? What is a couple dollars to give back after you make all that money? What is a couple dollars to give back to society? Put back in the public purse so that things can go better. She came with so much BS this evening. I am so ashamed Trinidad and Tobago, let us rejoice and be glad, be happy that we have a Prime Minister who loves and cares for us and who is working day and night to ensure that this economy turns around for the better of every citizen. And like I said last night, all of us wouldn't be billionaires. All of us wouldn't be millionaires. All of us wouldn't have thousands of dollars. When I say thousand, hundreds of thousands. Some will have that based on your ideal situation, based on your disposition, based on your environment, based on your mind thinking, will determine where you go and how you go. Don't let the PNM make you a fool again. Don't let the PNM leadership take you for granted again. They are the ones who have broken this country down to nothing. They are the ones who have bring this country to the brink of nothingness. Do not allow them to make you feel in any way at all, because they did us no good. There was no justice for the man on the ground. Even for those of us who were in the middle class category, there was no justice for us. We have to go, and I always say this. I never heard the former prime ministers get up on their pulpit and say, put God in front and walk behind. But I always hear our prime minister says, put God in front and walk behind. And she always said that she loves you. I can't remember how she's put it, but she always would say that we would never get a prime minister to love us like she does. And I believe that some of our own family don't love us the way our prime minister does. And I want to tell you all tonight, my time is gone. This wasn't prepared, but I had to come and say what I said tonight because I don't want you all to be fooled. Just remember what the PNM had brought us through for 10 years. Those of you who lost your job under them, remember that. Those of you who lost your loved ones under them by murder, remember that. Those of you who your family commit suicide because they would have lost a good job in Petrotrin or wherever, remember that. Remember, we are working for you. We inherited a treasury that is clean. Yes, that is why Common and all of them in Parliament would ask, where you're getting the money from? Ask the Prime Minister, where are they getting the money from? Because they knew exactly what they did. But I am here to tell you all tonight, we're not about handouts. We don't want the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to be a citizenship of handouts. We want you all to be informed. We want you all to be educated. We want you all to be proud of who you are and what you're doing to earn your money, not to be in a gang, to shoot and kill, to have turf. No, change that mindset. We're going to do this together. We will grow together. We're going higher. We're going on top. We will not come down anymore. We are not going to allow the PNM and the propaganda to bring us down to the gutter. In 2015, when they came up with the propaganda and the lie, you all took it to heart and went and gave the devil your votes. But let me say this, don't make that mistake again. Local elections is coming out. Go out and vote for the UNC, because the UNC is who is going to take you to the next level in your life. I want to tell you all thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. And I know there are those who are going to say whatever they have to say. We know better. Those of us who are here, we know better. Agriculture is taking a step higher. Education is taking a step higher. Listen, health is taking a step higher. Do not be fooled. Housing is taking a step higher. Let us continue to stick together. Let us continue to work together to bring this country to a place, a country that is second to none. Have a wonderful Wednesday night, people. Be safe. Crime is not over, we know that, but it's surely not the way that it used to be under the PNM. It is surely not the way. She want to talk about one of our own senators who got who got robbed. Hello, we understand the dynamics of all that is taking place. She want to talk about the police who got killed in the police station. Why she don't say it is them who probably organize it? Why she don't say that? Because that is what the PNM does. They want to destabilize this country. Why she don't say that? We the UNC didn't have anything to do with that. We didn't put nobody to kill the police officer in the police station. We didn't do that. Think about all yourself. You all are the ones who operate like criminals. And it is alleged, I am saying it is alleged that it was people from in the PNM who orchestrated that plan to make the UNC look bad. But with God in front of us and we walking behind, they can't make UNC look bad because UNC is going to fix this country. And I am saying that when UNC win, we said everybody win, and that is exactly what is going to happen. Have a blessed night, people. Until Sunday morning when I talk kingdom, because we need the kingdom of God to be established in our heart and in our environment to make things happen. Okay? Do not be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite like these people. Let us be real, let us be true, and let us continue to give thanks. We're going higher. Up we going. We're not going down. We are the heads. We are not the tail. No weapon that is formed against our prime minister and our team and our people is going to prosper. None. And it's only weapons that is forming, but it will not prosper against the UNC government and the people who are working for everyone to win. Good night. I love you all.
Talk to you about jobs, because that is one of the loudest cries before the general election. Even after, that has been a simple, urgent, and consistent cry: jobs. I have heard you. We are hearing you. And I'll tell you what we've done so far and what we plan to do. We are not about putting in slavery, CPEP, and URP. By the way, this crowd, this 18 to 20,000 people here, is not a CPEP URP crowd. It is not a CPEP URP crowd. You agree? This is a genuine UNC and proud crowd. Give yourselves the loudest round of applause, please. Not a CPEP URP crowd. No. You see, because every job request is a family trying to survive. A young person trying to build a future. Is for a citizen, a person wanting the dignity through work. For too long under the PNM, there's a culture that traps people in poverty, keeping you dependent on make-work programs rather than creating real opportunities for advancement. So it may take a while. Everything good takes time. It takes time. And we will continue to work to ensure that you have an equal chance to gain dignified employment. That cycle of poverty and slavery had to end. We had to end it. So bear with us. After pain comes joy. After pain comes joy. But I'll tell you, we just did not sit down and say, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. We did something. We took the difficult decision to dismantle systems like CPEP and URP in their existing forms, because they had become deeply compromised in inefficiency and corruption, with state resources being diverted and in some cases misused and abused. Between April 2025, last year, 1 year ago, and April 2026, across all ministries of our government, my ministers advised me that over 15,000 jobs have been created. And I'll tell you where. They will say you didn't get one, but 15,000 other families got them. So we haven't been out there telling you. And like Thursday at the cabinet, I said, send me the numbers. Some ministries sent, as usual, some did not. So out of those who sent, about 15,000 jobs since we came into office have been given out. That is delivery in motion. We not only talk the talk, we walk the walk, and we continue to walk the walk. This is coordinated national action across every sector. So you ask me where? My minister sent me, I'm advised by them, Land and Legal Affairs, 500 jobs, including the DB campus. Under the Ministry of Finance, 580 jobs. National Security and Defense Force jobs, 106 and 877. Ministry of Justice, 30 jobs. Health, 1,304 jobs. Education, 2,647 jobs. Tertiary education and skill training, 1,749 opportunities. Social development, 32 jobs. Sport and youth affairs, 15 jobs. Transport and civil aviation, 293 jobs. Public utilities, 732 jobs. Agriculture and fisheries, 262 jobs. And this morning, Minister of Labour sent me with a farm work program, 491 jobs. So those have to be added to the 15,000. Rural development, local government, 3,185 jobs. Public admin, 75 jobs. Foreign and CARICOM affairs, 26 jobs. Culture and community development, 1,667 jobs. Works and transport, 1,800 jobs. So every ministry, every sector, fully engaged, taking us to about 15,000 jobs created in 1 year. If we continue that, you multiply that by 5, and we'll have over 70,000 jobs created in this 5-term period. So we will continue to work. Those are the jobs, I can tell you, from the ministers created in ministries. But let me tell you something more. Okay, Kamala, that's finished. What's going forward? What are we going to do forward to create more jobs? The new HCC projects will create over 3,000 jobs. The projects under phase 1 of a revitalization plan will generate about 4,000 jobs. We have planned a massive 500-acre expansion of the Plebdeco estate at Point Lisa's, more jobs. Last week, Cabinet approved the creation of a 256-acre special economic zone to house data centers at Picton, which is near the UWI South Campus. These two projects, the Plebdeco project and the one with the data centers, will create thousands of new jobs. Companies have already begun work on MOUs to acquire space at both these venues. So we didn't stop where we stopped with the 15,000, 16,000. We are continuing, and in the weeks ahead, more will come. We are working with international companies to revitalize the Point 14 heritage storage tank farms and marine infrastructure. More jobs will be created. In fact, companies came, they took a helicopter, and they flew over the tank farms. Because guess what? As Munilal told you, in the energy sector, more oil and more gas is being produced. So we use those tank farms. So I came to show you what we have done. And I want you to remember, a liberated mind and proper long-term employment cannot be subjected and subjugated by politicians. The haters questions my love for you. Love is lifting people out of their comfort. That's what real love is. Lifting you out of your comfort zone. Helping you to become independent. Helping you to become confident and capable. Not in slavery for 10 days. To be bussed across the country, whether you come to Cuba, Port of Spain, or Penang. That is not true love. So please remember, nothing good comes without some pain. So those of you say, well, I come now. You say 15,000, I get none. What you say? Hold straight, Dorothy. Hold on, Dorothy. Hold on, Dorothy. Better days are coming. Better days are ahead. Just hold on. It will come. 12 months could not care 120 months of neglect and abuse. So I tell you, love is making you comfort zones, helping you independent, capable, and confident. Love is not trapping families in generational poverty. UNC Love is the creation of generational wealth to pass on to your children. We work hard so our children's future is easier. So my friends, every one of you has greatness and success inside. Sometimes it's just the fear of stepping out of the comfort zone that's holding you back. UNC children, you parents here, I say and we say to the children, you must aspire for greatness. You must be molded to go out and compete and conquer. No one is going to give you anything easy. You have to go out there and make it and take it. You have to go there and make it and take it. This is your time. This is your chance. Now is the time. The time is now. Don't ever forget, after 2015, every UNC affiliated person was fired from those make-work jobs. Remember that? Remember that? I don't know how they were UNC. I don't really take pictures. I don't really look at your names. Or they look at which church you went. Or which community center. But every person affiliated with UNC was fired. So when they're crying these crocodile tears, now tell them, better days are coming. Brighter days are ahead. And so we need to understand, you will always be at the mercy of politicians if you continue to look for make-work and welfare jobs. What we are trying to do is to get you to move to more sustainable employment. So my friends, we took decisive action. I talked about the job creation and more jobs to come.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
This is